Hey guys, welcome back to another amazing crochet tutorial. In this video, we're going to be crocheting this beautiful mesh top. We're going to begin this tutorial by crocheting our bra cups first. This is the pattern and we're going to be crocheting this together. This end is called the tail of my yarn. This other end, the longer end, is called the working yarn. You're going to wrap the working yarn around these two fingers like this. You have a circle. Pull the working yarn through the circle and tie. And we have a slip knot. Go into the circle with your hook. Pull on your working yarn to adjust the circle to fit your hook size. To crochet our bra cups, we need just one accurate measurement, and that is measuring from your underbust down to your nipple. That is from your underbust to the middle of your bust. That is the only measurement you need. For this video, I'll be making 14 chains. To make a chain, you're going to yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through. So we have the first chain and we have the second chain. So the number of your foundation chain is going to vary. It might not be 14, it might be more than 14, it might be less than 14, all depending on your size. I have a total of 14 chains here. To begin the pattern for our bra cup, we are going to be working with a slip stitch and a half double crochet stitch. We are skipping this first chain. We are going into the second chain with a slip stitch. You have one loop on your hook. Go into the chain. We are going into this top of our chain here. So go into the chain. You need to keep your loop a little loose. Go into the chain. You're going to yarn over and pull through. Pull up the loop a little bit so it's not too tight. Now we have two loops on our hook. Pull the first loop through the second loop like this. Into the next chain, we're going to work a half double crochet. For a half double crochet, you're going to yarn over, go into the next chain, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops like this. With your stitch marker, you're going to mark the first stitch, which is your slip stitch. For this bra cup, your stitch marker is very important, okay? We are going to repeat these 2 stitches. Into the next chain, work a slip stitch. Yarn over, pull through. You try not to make your slip stitches too tight. A simple way to do this is by pinching this first loop like this and pulling it through this second. Into the next chain, a half double crochet. So we're alternating between these 2 stitches. Repeat this till you're at the end of the row. And this is what we have for the first row. For the next row, you're going to chain 1, turn your work. Now we ended this last row, the first row, with a slip stitch. We're going to begin with a slip stitch. So into the first stitch, work a slip stitch there. Pinch the bottom, pull the first loop through the second. And into the half double crochet, you're going to work a half double crochet there too. So where you have a slip stitch, you work a slip stitch. And where you have a half double, you also work a half double crochet. Repeat this till you've gotten to your stitch marker. So take out the stitch marker first, but please note the stitch. We ended with a half double. So into this stitch that had your stitch marker, you're going to work a slip stitch first. Into that same stitch, you're going to work a half double crochet, yarn over, go into that same middle stitch with a half double crochet. After that, the half double crochet is your second stitch in that same space. Take your stitch marker, mark the half double crochet. So into this middle space, we have the slip stitch and the half double crochet. We're going to work one more slip stitch there. We are just alternating between the slip stitch and the half double crochet stitch. You can see the top of your bra cup. Working 3 stitches into the top stitch gives it this pointy shape. So you're not working 2 stitches, you're not working 1 stitch, you're working 3 stitches at this middle or top stitch.
Now we are going to crochet on the side of our work.
After your last slip stitch, the next is a half double crochet. So locate the next stitch by the side and work a half double crochet. Locate the next stitch, work a slip stitch. So repeat this till you're at the last stitch here. I have a half double crochet as my last stitch for the row. You're going to chain 1. At the end of every row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. We ended with a half double crochet, chain 1, turn your work. We're going to begin with a half double crochet. After that, the next stitch here is a slip stitch. Repeat the pattern again till we are at the stitch marker. After your half double crochet, you're going to work a slip stitch into the next space.
The stitch that has your stitch marker is called your middle stitch, and into every middle stitch we work 3 stitches.
We just finished a slip stitch. So into the space that has your stitch marker, take out the stitch marker. You work a half double crochet first, which is the first stitch. Into that same space, you work a slip stitch, which is the second stitch that you mark. And into the same space, you work your last stitch, which is a half double crochet. And you begin to work on the sides like normal. You're going to just go ahead with regular pattern, a slip stitch and a half double. This row ended with a slip stitch. So chain 1, begin with a slip stitch. Again, we have gotten to the stitch that has your stitch marker. We just ended with a half double crochet. Just take out the stitch marker, continue the pattern. First, a slip stitch, and the second stitch, a half double crochet. So you always mark your second stitch because the second stitch becomes the middle stitch for the next row. I really hope that's clear. After a half double, you go in with a slip stitch and continue the pattern like usual. You're just going to repeat back and forth till you have the size of your bra cup. You're repeating this till you have full coverage, half coverage, however big you want this bra cup to be. And after you have your identical cups, we're going to go on to make the body of our top. For the body of your top, you need just one measurement, okay? And which is measuring from one side of your under bust to the other side. I'm going to put a pictorial reference to show you what I mean. You're going to begin like usual with your slip knots.
Using your measuring tape, you should always measure in inches. So you're going to measure from one end of your underbust to the other end and make a chain that is as long as that measurement you get when the chain is stretched out a little bit.
I have a total of 40 chains. To show you what I was talking about, placing this on my measuring tape without stretching this out, it gives me about 9.5 inches. But once you stretch it out, it gets to 10 inches and even more than 10 inches. But after you've gotten the number of chains for your size, which is also a multiple of 4, you're going to chain 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And for the body of our top, we're going to begin the mesh pattern now. We're going to skip the first chain and go into the second chain with 1 single crochet. So go into the chain, yarn over, pull through. You have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2. That is a single crochet. Into the next chain, work another single crochet. You can use your stitch marker to mark this first single crochet. After that, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip the next 2 chains and go into the third chain. This is the first and this is the second chain. Skip these 2, go into the third with a single crochet. After that, go into the next chain with another single crochet. Repeat 3 chains. Skip the next 2 chains and go into the third one with a single crochet. 1, and into the next another single crochet. And this is what the first row should look like. For the second row, you're going to turn your work, chain 1 into the first single crochet of the row. You're going to work a single crochet there, followed with a chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip the second single crochet and work 2 single crochet into this chain 3 space. Skip this second single crochet, go into the chain 3 space with 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. After that, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Skip the 2 single crochet stitches and go into the chain 3 space with 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. After your last 2 single crochet, you chain 3, skip the first single crochet and work a single crochet into the last stitch. We are working 1 single crochet into the last stitch to keep the edge of our work straight. We don't want it to be crooked, we don't want it to bend or look funny, so that's why we're working 1 single crochet on the last stitch. Turn your work. We're going to chain 1. You turn your work before you change 1 to begin every new row. Again, into this first single crochet, you work 1 single crochet there and chain 3. Into this chain 3 space, you work 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. So this pattern is quite repetitive. You're just going to repeat this pattern till you have the length of the body of your top. So you're repeating this till however long you want the body of your top to be, from your underbust down to however long you want it to be.
After your final stitch and row, you're going to chain 1, turn your work. Into the first stitch, we're placing 1 single crochet. Now into the chain 3 space, we're working 2 single crochet stitches. Into the next 2 single crochet, we're working 1 single crochet in each of them. We're repeating the pattern, 2 single crochet into every chain 3 space and 1 single crochet each in the previous single crochet stitches.
After your last stitch, you're going to chain 1, grab your scissors and cut off your yarn, this loop that was on your hook, pull it through, tighten up. So our cups are going to face this way, okay, and the straps will be at the top here. This is the first strap I made, and we're going to repeat it on this other bra cup. This is the front part of my top, and we're going to be attaching our yarn on the 3rd stitch. First, you're going to make a slip knot. Count from the 1st stitch, the 2nd stitch, and the 3rd stitch. Go into that 3rd stitch and go into the slip knot. Pull it through, chain 1, turn your work. Into that 1st stitch, you're going to work a slip stitch. Into the 2nd stitch, a double crochet. Into the 3rd stitch, into the 3rd stitch, a slip stitch. Chain 1, turn your work. Repeat a slip stitch, a half double crochet, and a slip stitch. Chain 1. You're just going to repeat this pattern till however long you want the strap of your top to be. And remember, you're just working into only 3 stitches, but if you want your strap to be thicker or wider, you can work into more stitches, okay? After your last stitch, you chain 1 and cut off your yarn, pull through and tighten up. It's time to join the 2 bra cups together. You need a stitch marker. So locate the middle stitch of both bra cups and slip stitch them together. I think you're going to turn, this is the front part of your work, so you're turning this to the back. Make a slip knot. We're going to count 3 stitches after the stitch that has the stitch marker. So we have the 1st stitch, we have the 2nd and the 3rd stitch. So go into the 3rd stitch, 1st, 2nd and 3rd stitch. 3rd stitch of both cups. Reattach your yarn, pull through, chain 1, go back into the 2 stitches, slip stitch into the 2nd stitch of the 1st cup and the 2nd stitch of the 2nd cup, slip stitch into the 3rd stitch of both cups, slip stitch again, and into this middle stitch of both cups, slip stitch. Now we're going to slip stitch into the next 3 stitches of both cups again on this other side. Into the first, so let's turn our work to the front and see how it looks. So this is how it looks.
For more coverage, you can go ahead to join more stitches together.
After that, you're going to chain 1, pull through and tighten up.
So it's time to join our bralette to the body of our top. You're going to count the number of stitches you have from one end of the body of your top, which is the number of single crochet you have from one end down to this other end. Okay, you count the number of stitches you have from this end down to this end for your bralette, and for the body of your top you count the number of stitches you have from here down to this other end. Okay, and for the body of my top I have a total of 65 single crochet stitches. 51 subtracted from 65 is 14. 14 divided by 2. We are dividing by 2 because we have two sides. Now 14 divided by 2 is 7. When joining this bralette to the body of our top, we are going to leave 7 stitches on each side of the body of our top before we begin to join the bralette. I really hope that's clear. 51 subtracted from 65, 14. 14 divided by 2, the two sides, we have 7. 14 is an even number. If you have an odd number, maybe 13 or something, take it back to the nearest even number. If you have 13, take it back to 12, okay, and work with 12. I'll be using a small hook because I cannot find my yarn needle, but if you have a yarn needle, perfect. Now we're going to begin by counting 7 stitches. This is the first stitch, second, third, fourth stitch. You repeat same thing on this other end. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th stitch. The joining of your bralette is going to begin from the 8th stitch on both sides. And you're joining these two sides at the back of your work, which is the wrong side of your work. So choose a wrong side. This is the wrong side of my work. You're going to reattach your yarn. First, you're going to make a slip knot. So go into the 8th stitch up and into the first stitch for your bralette. Reattach your yarn. Chain 1. Go back into that stitch with a slip stitch. Might be a bit tight. Go into the next stitch. Go into the next stitch for both of them. And slip stitch. So you're slip stitching these two sides together. Just repeat this process till you get to the stitch before your stitch marker. When you're done joining the two ends together, you're going to chain 1. Cut off your yarn, pull through and tighten up. Okay, this secures your work. Now let's see what it looks like. This is what it looks like. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to be making the straps for these sides of our top, okay? Come to the second stitch. This is the first stitch and this is the second. Reattach your yarn here. Chain 1 and slip stitch on that same stitch. Then slip stitch into the first stitch. From here, you can make your strap as long as you want it to be. Repeat same on this other end. Finally, we're going to be sewing in the loose ends of our work. These small yarn tails at the back of our work are called your loose ends. And since I don't have my yarn needle, we're just going to be improvising. If you don't have your yarn needle, please do this. So this is your loose end. What you have to do is open up the strands a little bit. You're going to tie together multiple times, 3 times. 3 times is fine. And you're going to take your scissors and just cut it off a little bit, so it seals off your work. But I really recommend you get your yarn needle. For your straps, you're just going to pull tight, cut off. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope this tutorial was easy for you to understand. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video to your friends. Let me know what you think of this top in the comment section. Do you like it? Let me know what you'd like to see a tutorial on next, and I'll see you in my next video.